Welcome back for another episode of High Performance Garage Podcast. We are joined today by the wild man himself, Mr Cameron Doyle. How are we, sir?
Yeah, good. So,
Good, mate. Thanks for jumping on the podcast, mate.
anytime.
I've been looking forward to it. Mate, we've got a lot to touch on.
Yeah, definitely.
I'd like to we would like to know a bit about yourself.
I'm a industrial sparky.
Yep.
Love burnouts, and how I got there is probably a pretty long story, but
I reckon we've got plenty of time, mate.
yeah, but as just a normal guy
Yep.
doing skids on a budget.
Yeah.
A lot of people probably disagree with that when they see the big cammed up LS, but I always said if I'm going to do it, I'll do it right.
Yeah.
So I put in the hard yards to make it happen.
Yeah, mate. Well, let's touch on what was the motivation to get into the cars.
It was just always a thing.
Yeah.
As a young bloke, I was with my grandfather, washing their cars. Just always had a thing for cars.
Yeah.
By the time I was probably 11 or 12, my uncle had a security business.
Yeah.
And I was washing his fleet of security cars so I could replace the bike tyres because I was
chewing through them, mate.
chewing through the bike tyres. So I guess you'd say the love for skids started at a young age.
Yeah.
Probably come on a bit later in the scene.
Yeah.
Sort of late 20s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Purely because I had to get my ducks in a line and set myself up, and when the time was right.
Yeah.
And here I am.
What was your first car? Being a young bloke, fresh L platter, fresh P's.
So before I got my L's, I actually had a VL. There's a VL, 5-speed VL.
Yeah, right.
NA RB30.
Yeah.
Got myself into a little bit of trouble. And then got forced to sell that and ended up with a Hyundai Excel.
Yeah, right. Unless it's cheap on fuel.
Yeah, I
had that back then.
Yeah, I had that for probably the first 6 weeks of my L's.
Yeah.
And then ended up in a VR Commodore, VS Commodore, VX Commodore.
Yep.
And it's just been
Was
mostly
there
Commodore since.
Did you get to do anything over like a building then as a young bloke?
Yeah, I had a VX S-Pack.
Yep.
So we're going back to 2006, sort of still fairly new then.
Yeah.
2007, 2008. Showing my age there. But I painted that car, hit some stuff in it, as you do.
Yep.
Had to rebuild it. Ended up painting the car. It wasn't perfect. But yeah, I had to put a CB8Z Monaro front end on it and all sorts of different stuff.
Different.
Yeah, funny enough, there's a VX getting around with that front end on it still. It's not the car, but yeah.
Yeah, right. That looked pretty good, mate.
Yeah.
Let's jump on over to where did Wild One start?
My wife's going to kill me for saying this, but she started it. I had a VE Calais.
Yep.
And I bought it, so I've moved them on now because burnouts have eaten most of the funds for toys away. But I bought an E3 Senator.
Yeah.
I had a VE Calais at the time, just a 6 litre, nothing special. I sold that to a bloke out at Parramatta, and he was getting public transport out here. So I said to him, look, do you want me just to drop it to your place, save you the hassle, because we had to sort money out and whatnot.
Yeah.
He was like, I rock up at this guy's place, and he had a VYSS Crewman there. And he said, you don't know anyone that wants this thing for $500, do you?
Yeah, right.
And that's where Wild One began.
Yeah, right. So Wild One started off as a VYSS Crewman Ute. Yep. What was the combination with that one, mate? Did you do any engine work or?
Started off with a baby LS1 Power Glide.
Yep.
Kept it simple, small cam, all the work to keep it alive, I suppose you'd say. Yeah. I suppose I'd say I got bored with that.
Yeah.
After about 18 months, plus COVID.
Yeah.
There wasn't much happening, so I ripped the motor out, sold it, and I had a spare LS, so I got a 383 Stroker built.
Yeah, nice.
Which was the original engine that ended up in this. But yeah.
When did we purchase Wild One that we know today?
That would have been close to 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And Yeah, that was brought on by Jack Harrison.
Yep. Jacko's Lux.
Jacko's Lux, the
Jacko's
man
Lux.
himself.
Yep.
Just sent me a link to this wreck. It was a wreck. It had been in a front end smash. I mean, some might say it's a wreck still, but it's in better form than it was in.
It's together.
It's in one piece. Yeah.
It's one piece.
So, yeah, it was $1,500. It needed a new radiator support. It needed front end. It needed a lot of work.
To those that don't know Wild One or have seen Wild One, there's a crewman tub on this, isn't it?
Yes, there is.
Yeah. How did that come about, mate?
I wanted to be different.
Yeah.
I guess you'd say.
Yeah.
So this car actually came with a crewman chassis bolted to it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And I said, you know what, I'm going to put a tub on it. I want to be different. So I'd say I somewhat regret it at times because, as most people have seen, I've hit lots of walls. Just
kiss them, mate.
So it's a lot of upkeep doing the panel work.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of spare tubs. So yeah, just wanted to be different. Yeah, that was the main thing.
With it, does it shorten the car or?
Yeah. So the actual short wheelbase chassis shortens it by about, I think it was about 500 mil.
Right, decent size.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that was the aim of the game. Yeah. So I went from the crewman, which I couldn't get to do what I wanted, to a short wheelbase, basically. So the crewman was 3.1 and this is about 2.6, giving away the secrets, but...
Yeah.
So...
Wicked, man. Coming up to the front of the car, what's the engine combo?
It's just a L98, 6 litre, nice big crow cam, nothing special.
Nothing special.
After the dramas I've had, so the stroker blew up. I had an iron block in it before.
Yep.
And a couple of months ago that decided to disintegrate some pistons.
Yep.
So now we're back to an alloy block L98.
What do you find with the temps with those? I have heard that they like the temp.
Yes, so it's got a big cooling system.
Yep.
It holds about 20 litres of coolant.
Yeah, right. Nice.
To keep it cool.
Yep.
Which now with the alloy block, it just doesn't get hot.
Yeah, nice, man. With the drivetrain, we still running the Power Glide? Yep. One-piece tail shaft?
Single piece shaft.
Yep. Diff gears? What are we playing with?
3/4.
3/4?
Yeah, or 3/4/6.
Yeah. Nice. Get you up to nice speed, mate.
Yeah, well, I had 308s with the 383.
Yep.
Never really got the car right with that engine. Nothing to do with the engine itself. I just had drama after drama. When you start getting pretty wild, like I do,
into it,
you kind of need, unless you got the big power, you kind of need the diff gears to help you maintain the wheel speed and not grip up and send you into walls.
Fuel system.
I got just an Aeroflow 6 litre tank, or fuel cell, in pump, in tank hangers, so it's all just in tank. Dash 8 lines, Aeroflow injectors, and
nice, simple, easy
just
setup.
Simple,
yeah. What's the maintenance on it, mate? When you go to an event, what's the preparation?
It's a lot. As I said, I do everything myself, so the car's usually stored about an hour and 20 minutes from here.
Yep.
So you got the travel out there.
Yep.
Service it, check it over. I fit all my own tyres up.
Yep.
So strip and fit.
Yep.
It's, to be honest, for brushy nuts,
perfect example, brushy nuts, man. What was your preparation before that?
So I spent probably about 8 hours out at the workshop getting it ready.
Yep.
And then there was cleaning it because the car has sat for 3 months since it went rods, besides going to the dyno.
Yeah.
And there was oil everywhere, and then it decided to spill its oil on Saturday night. So yeah, there was Saturday I spent probably 4 or 5 hours cleaning it up.
Yep. Yeah. With all the maintenance and all that, clean the tubs before going back out, so no fires.
I'm not too worried about fires.
Yep.
I'm a bit about the entertainment.
Yep.
I did actually only clean them this afternoon. Yep. And it's purely because I don't want to fill my street with the rubber in my garage.
Yeah. Have a trail coming up the driveway, mate.
That's usually what happens, so I'm trying to avoid that.
What's the future plans for Wild One, mate? Where are we going from here with it?
Big sense.
Big sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So pretty much want to pull off some stuff that's not been done before.
Yep.
Nice 1080 left hand down. I feel like
Yep.
you've got that as a goal yourself.
Mate, going left. People don't know what it's like going left. Always go left.
Yeah, I did go right at Brashnats because I was playing it safe. The car's set up now.
Yep.
So it's taken me 2 years. So I fought the long wheelbase, changed to the short wheelbase.
Yep.
And we've had...
It'd be a totally different game, mate, with it, yeah.
And the steering wasn't right, and I put the iron block in it that affected the steering more. It's finally right.
Yep.
So now that I've got the car right, I'm just going to step it up each time.
Yeah, nice, mate, nice.
Until I run out of talent.
Yeah, let's jump on to the... What didn't you think was right with it that you finally got into the point where you're like, she's good now? What did you have to change for you to get there?
So I've put an electric vacuum pump on the brakes.
Yep.
It turns out I didn't have brakes before.
Don't need them where you're going, mate.
Don't need them, but you got to be able to use them to put your car where you want, here and there. Just a little love tap.
Yep.
I'm not about brakes, but I won't deny the fact that you need them.
Yep.
So that was one thing, and then it was purely just alignment setup.
Yeah. Okay.
And suspension setup. So I've got coilovers in it now. Fully adjustable tops, which give me some sort of camber and caster adjustment.
Yep.
Previously, I was adjusting the caster from the bottom bushes, and that was causing a lot of my steering issues.
Okay, yeah.
It was messing with the geometry of the sway bars and causing it to bind up, or
What-
sway bar.
What was it feeling like when you were coming in?
The car drove itself previously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were just passenger, mate.
It was just passenger.
Open point.
So on a big pad, it was great.
Yeah.
720, wherever you wanted, just self-steered, but you couldn't catch the steering and pull it back and put it where you wanted.
Just wanted to go where it wanted to go,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what you said, big pads, man. You've been around.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of comps that she's been to. Well, what's some of the comps that you've been going to in it?
I've done Spring Nats twice.
Yep.
Autofest, I've done that 4 times now, so that was one of the first comps.
Yeah.
Spring Nats, Autofest, Brash Nats, which was like top of the list to get to.
Yep.
Summer Nats, obviously.
Yep.
I've done Summer Nats twice, once in the old shell, once in this one. The old shell didn't make it on the pad. We had engine issues, but what else is there? Tamworth, there's been a lot of small comps.
Yeah.
We've been out to Leeton, and going out to Leeton again in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Nen's birthday, isn't it? Yeah.
So, sorry, I lie. This car's not been to Leeton. I drove Jack's Hilux at Leeton.
You got to drive Jacko.
Yeah, I've driven that a few times.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. Well, what's that like? The thing looks like a bloody little menace to steer.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You set that up pretty good now. Yeah.
Yeah, so I could get in that. I could get in Amigos. I could get in any car and just drive them. And had the time of life. And up until Sunday, I couldn't do that with this car.
Yeah.
So that's why now I've got a bit of an event list.
Yeah.
Last minute, just entered.
It was Amigos with the flamingo on it. One of the events. Yeah.
Good Friday. Yeah, so that's another event that this has been to, is Good
Yep.
Friday.
Yeah.
Actually, this shell has skipped Good Friday twice.
Yeah, right.
Both times.
Out of all the events, which one would be your favourite to date?
Oh, Brash Nuts by
Brash
far.
Nuts, yeah.
There's just not even a question.
How do you go with the travelling as well? Because a lot of people that have coming into the burnout scene or that are spectators that watch us, what's the travelling like for you? Because there's a lot of Ks, it's a lot of money.
It's hard work.
Hard work, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to go to an event, how long would you go for?
Look, at this point, I've got a lot going on in life, but I kind of want to stay in New South Wales. But 6-7 hours is probably the limit at the moment.
Yep.
With intentions of doing, long term, this car's going to go around Australia.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. And hopefully the States.
Yeah. Yeah. States.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds a little bit of a part 2 there, mate, when that comes around.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What's the favourite memory in the car?
Putting up the entry chute at Brash Nuts.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
How did you go there, mate?
Not going to lie, I hesitated slightly.
Yeah.
So I come in with a lot of speed, pulled it up, and I felt the belt start to throw.
Mm-hmm.
I know that it's risky moves to go up the chute, and I thought, you know what, I'm here for fun.
Yeah.
If I go up that chute and I hit something,
Yeah.
then so
It's
be
all a
it.
bit of fun, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Test your skills as well.
Yeah,
And you pulled it off.
yeah, I pulled it off.
Pulled it
So
off. Good feeling. Come flying back into the pad, mate, and throw it back in and keep on going.
yeah,
Yeah. Adios, man. Being in the scene for a few years now, how do you find the burnout scene?
yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there anything you reckon that we could change, or do you reckon the way it is perfect?
That's a very hard question.
Mm.
I love the scene the way it is. I'm out there for fun,
Yep.
but it would be nice to see things change slightly in the sense of there's a lot of younger guys out there now. Like there's people probably wilder than me
Mm.
coming through, and I really think they're not getting recognised because they're not complying.
Yeah.
So I'm not to say that we need to change the judging criteria as such,
Yep.
but I feel like there should be a separate class.
Yep.
And you know what? That may mean that that class doesn't have prize money.
Yeah.
Let's go out, let's have fun. Let's get a trophy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
get some bragging rights.
Yeah. Let's make a trophy, the wild skitter for the event
Yeah,
or something. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
let's convince people to push their limits
Yeah. Yeah.
and please the crowd, because at the end of the day,
Hmm.
that's what keeps the events going.
Yeah. Yeah. The crowd and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the crowd want to see us get rowdy.
Yeah. There's some V6 boys out there now that are pulling off some big moves coming into
Yeah.
Sydney Dragway. Like I seen a little Intech AU come in and do a 360 in it. I was like, rightio.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you've got big boys. I'd say big boy. Coming in doing 1080s into the pad and then going back up the extra chute. I totally agree, mate. That we make a class for wildest one out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate. But how do you reckon we could achieve that? Do you reckon we need more events to make that happen, or
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it would be good to see some more events.
yeah,
That I feel like it's starting to happen.
yeah,
One of the biggest things is Sydney Dragway has always been apprehensive because I've been around for long enough to see people do the wrong thing. So long as people just keep doing the right thing, don't skid in the pits, don't
Yeah.
skid on your trailer,
yeah,
just keep it to the pad. We can all be angry, but at the end of the day, if something doesn't go your way, you just ruin it for everyone else.
I totally agree, mate. Yeah, no, there's been a few incidents in the pits just standing around, and there's little kids walking in the pits as well.
That's right.
You got little ones yourself. Last thing that you want to have is a tire or a rock hit him in the face.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, which would be your most favourite event as a spectator to go to?
Probably Summernats.
Summonats, yeah.
Summernats is just a great time. I don't know if it's about the spectating, it's just about the time with the boys.
Yeah.
You have a few beers, you have plenty of laughs,
Yeah.
there's a lot going on. So I suppose that doesn't really tick the spectating box, but
Yeah.
and then obviously Brashnats.
Yeah.
The only reason Brashnats doesn't top that list at the moment is because it's definitely better as a competitor.
Yeah.
That's the only event that I can honestly say you can go to as a competitor, and it's just non-stop. Like I got 4 sets off.
Yeah, GMR. Quickly onto that. Boys ran a Tyre Hunter Alley, wasn't it?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. Yeah.
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 Yeah. Was that where all the sets went up?
I got 2 sets out there.
Yep.
And 2 in the playpen. Sorry, 1 in the playpen.
Yep.
Now we're not supposed to pop them.
They
It
just
wasn't-
fell off.
And in reality, if you don't rim bash,
Yeah.
that's the main thing. I think if you're not, once they pop, get off. That was pretty much the main thing I think, and it seems like everyone's sort of stuck to that.
Yeah. It comes to the limit of where, respect and stop. All right, it's happened. Drive off now.
Yeah,
You can go build another set on and come back.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate, I do know that you're a part of GMR Skidders. How did that become? How did that start?
So it was GMR Skidders was a thing before me, Jack, and Neil.
Yep.
So Neil started it out, and then
Neil in Smoko.
Neil in
Yep,
Smoker.
yep.
Yep. So GMR, that's his business.
Yep.
He started it off, and me, Jack, and Neil, we met at Summernats 2021, I believe. And yeah, we've been there for each other since, and we run the stickers, and I suppose we sort of co-piloted it from there.
Yeah. Yeah, nice, man.
We had some pretty memorable moments at Summernats.
I have been asked to ask you a question about someone else.
Yeah.
They're being told there's something about first gear.
Yeah, so my good mate Jacko,
Yeah.
quite a few times. So there was a moment there where I was in first gear just partying. So one rule I have is if I hit the wall once, I'm going to hit it again. That's a promise. That's not even, that's just, it's going to happen. Once I've hit it once, I'm doing panel work, I've got to paint the back of the car, it's happening again. So I was in first gear just partying, hitting stuff. As we know, I'm pretty sure I'd be up there with the record holder for a number of wall hits in one skid.
there was a few, mate.
I think it was 4 or 5. But yeah, so Jack had to actually hit top for me to slow me down at one point because he was just like, I was going crazy. And there's one moment, and there's a photo of Jack's face. And shit. And that lines up with the first gear thing that I'm pretty sure he's talking about. We were moving, and he actually had to he pulled me back. He pulled it back to first gear to slow me down.
There have been words that he said that he would never get in the car with you again.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I'm pretty sure he almost kissed the ground when he got out of it.
What was that Summernats skid to you? You know, do you reckon that would be one of your most favourite up there?
It wasn't.
Yeah.
See, I went out there, I wanted to pull some crazy stuff off.
Yeah.
It didn't work out because the car wasn't steering right.
Yeah.
Maybe I ran out of talent. That's yet to be proven.
It was still a wild skid.
So I've got to live up to the name of the car, right?
Yeah, exactly, mate, yeah.
And as I said, hit the wall once, it's going to happen again.
It's going to happen again, yeah.
But that skid was fun.
Yeah.
And I scared Jack Harrison. Like, he scared me,
yeah.
so...
Yeah. Going to Summernats with the boys, mate, what would be the preparation for an event like that for you?
Really not much different to Brashnats, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because at Summernats, you're not getting through as many sets.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty much the same prep.
Yep.
The only difference is you're trying to hide alcohol in places the security guards aren't looking.
Are you entered for this year?
No.
No? Oh, but then you're all good, aren't you?
I couldn't get in this year, unfortunately.
No.
But yeah, and obviously you set up camp, so you're carrying a lot more. You know, swags, gazebos, barbecue food, fridge.
Servicing wise, do you change it after every set, or change oil after every set and?
No, every 5 sets.
Every 5 sets,
generally.
Yeah.
I run the Newlon 2560 street and track. It seems to hold up well.
Yep.
I mean, last weekend I didn't get any sets out of the oil in it. But it decided to spew it all out through the oil filter.
Mm.
But so yeah, there's Penrite in at the moment.
Penrite, good oil, mate.
Yeah,
I'll run Penrite.
I can't say it seems to have done well so far.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Yes, man. What's so with the car, change the setups at a later date, or are we just going to keep her exactly how she is and just keep on sending her?
it's going to be like this for a long time.
Yep.
I've had a really rough 2 years with the car, so I just want to have fun.
Just have fun, mate. Yeah.
There's potentially colour change coming.
Mm-hmm. Colour change. Yeah. Ooh.
I've been talking about that for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Basically painted it and went, why didn't I paint it this colour?
Mm.
But yeah, that's on the cards.
What was the original colour?
Black.
Black, yeah.
So it stayed black because I got lazy.
Nice and easy, mate. You can't see the slap.
In hindsight, I painted the engine bay, I painted the whole car. All I had to do was paint inside the door jambs to do the colour I wanted.
Yeah, right. Okay.
But it's definitely on the cards.
Yep. Is it bright, really out there, or yeah?
It's going to stand out.
Going to stand out like those sunglasses.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mate, let's jump over to the tip-ins. What would be your most memorablest tip-in to date?
For the Summernats. That's
yeah.
definitely one of the most memorable.
Yeah.
When you're 720, hit the wall and the crowd screaming. Yeah.
I might drop that video right now.
Cameron Doyle at the wheel of Wild One. I like the name Wild. It's good. Yeah. You share it. You share it. Well, the noise has gone out for Cameron Doyle. I figured out what it is. Whoa! There goes the short tub.
More sign shopping.
It's a Holden 1 tonner with a cream of tub on the back.
Do you like 1 tonners? Did I mention this?
But without a ton of tray.
1 tonner with a wild 1 number plate. I'll take it. Oh, Cameron, you're a bit too fast, mate. Not a racetrack. Burnout pad. Oh, sign shopping. All right, Cameron, please get off the pad. We've got more Burnout Championship elimination cars to come through. You got the red flags out. That's a You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
There are only so many deductions we can take out.
Look, there's only so many signs you can try and take with you.
Yes.
I think I counted 3 at least.
It's part of our contract. We have to have so many rod shops on the burnout pad, so many signs.
Yes.
And you've now taken most of them.
Go away. He thinks red flags are just a sign you need to try harder in the relationship.
Yes.
That's what he's thinking. Yeah.
Okay. That's what
You know,
Now we're back. Mate, what do you reckon about a 2-day burnout event at Sydney Dragway?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah? Do you reckon camping there as well?
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. With what we spoke about with the judging as well, do you reckon we should open that class for the wild ones that do that and then leave the other one for all the boys? And if they want to go into that one, yeah, there might not be any prize money, but you get a trophy.
Yeah, I think that's that's the best way to do it, because I do understand a lot of people put big money into their cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they don't want to send it to the point where they're hitting walls.
Yeah. There's only some events people really turn up their revs for.
Yeah.
Some of them are only making 500 with only 7,000 RPM of rev.
Yeah.
And then you go to these big events like Brushnats and people are revving their cars to 11, 9.5. You know, that the game is, the VH, 9.4.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's.
And that guy, he qualified for finals and dropped a valve, I believe. So that just speaks for how well that car did. Like that car for me is like the pinnacle of a pro car.
Yeah.
I love blowers, but I'm just an NA guy. So
yeah, there's nothing like, me personally, big block Chev, NA, big revs.
Yeah.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Where do you reckon that you'll go from here? What's the next events? What's coming up for you?
So I got just a bit of fun this Sunday at the street meet.
Yep.
We've got TGI coming up 2.5 weeks. Then I've got Leeton.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, I'll probably be hanging the keys up for a little bit at least.
Yep.
Because I'm going over to the States with
Right.
Jack.
Yep. Yep.
I've got some cool plans for over there. Some little surprises.
Yeah, mad, man, yeah. Yeah, mad. With going over to America, what's the preparation for that?
Work lots.
Work lots, yeah. Yeah.
It honestly, just I had to put in a lot of work to fund it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the burnout scene, the way it's going and all that, a lot of people are going to the States now.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are your thoughts about that?
I'm keen to go over there.
Yeah.
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 Because they're turning it up.
Mm.
It's really starting to ramp up. Like right now is the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they're skidding the way I want to skid and getting recognised for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm not saying you should be able to hit a wall and win, but I think Australia is too worried about smoke scores.
That we're still living back years before, our time.
Yeah.
Back when, the street machines and summer nights was like number 4. Everybody's on the brakes, slow moving, couple of donuts, pop one tyre, drive off.
Yeah, we've definitely come a long way from there, but the judging hasn't changed.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be the guy to say, the judging has to change to suit my style of driving.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's what the crowd wants.
But I totally agree. Let's make a class for it, man.
That's right. So, and that's because I don't want people to think that I want to go and win prize money. I just want to have fun, please the crowd, and you know what? A trophy would be cool.
Yeah, told that was a wild skid, mate. Yeah. No, I totally understand with that, mate. With America and all that, they have the facilities. They've got all the backing. They have massive crowds over there.
Yeah.
I've only seen 2 events with the crowds compared to that big. It's really only Summer Nats and Brusher Nats.
Yeah.
That's the only time I've seen Sydney Dragway, both sides full.
Yeah.
For a burnout event. Yeah. With America, they've got so much more to offer, I reckon.
They do. They've got a bigger population.
Yeah.
There's just so much more going on.
Yeah.
In saying that, I think we could get Sydney Dragway to a point where Brash and Nat style events could be happening at least 4 times a year.
Yeah, no, totally. Do you reckon we need more events for that to happen, or?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we need that push for the entertaining skids because that's what brings the crowds.
Speaking of the judging, mate, I have asked a couple of people that have jumped on the podcast. Do you reckon we should have a live judging score?
100%.
Yeah, everyone, like the judges have tablets, because I know that Nathan Preto, he made years ago when he done Australian Burnout Championships, he made an online scoring thing, but unfortunately that never came in because everybody's still using paper.
Yeah.
But to take away a lot of the so-called shit out of the sport. Yeah, live judging. Do you reckon, and we could have that 2 classes, have the one where everybody has, goes out there, these are the rules, this is what you skid to. If you want to win, this is what you skid to. But then you have the other class, all right, this is the score, who's the wildest?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that it should be an app that we could download, or if it's live up on the scoreboard or anything?
Yeah, live up on the scoreboard.
Yep.
I mean, even as a starting point, just being able to know, like Brash Nats is the only event that I know of in Sydney where you can find out your score.
Yep.
But at the same time, you do have to ask for it.
Yeah.
So you've got to, and that's no hate, no nothing. I think it's awesome that they offer that. It's the step in the right direction, but I think it should just be open.
Yeah.
It should just be, there's your score.
That's the other thing about.
Then you can know where you went wrong and right.
Yeah. The other thing is in the scene is that nobody really wants to venture out and talk to other people.
Yes.
Everybody's really going back years ago when my dad used to skid and that. Everybody was mates. Everybody was talking, just shit talk all day. Now it's like you have your separate own little groups.
Yeah.
And nobody really talks, GMR has welcomed me with open arms, speaking. Even when I was V6, I was talking to Neil and all that, and I built the VR, and everyone still talks to me. But I feel like people need to come out and talk around and all that a bit more at events.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What do you reckon of the crowd, mate? Do you reckon the crowd should be allowed to stand at the front of the creek, or?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I understand that they've got insurances, and from what I believe, it's for insurance purposes and whatnot. It'd be cool if they could be right there.
Yeah.
Like I've been there, Jack's Brash and that skid. I walked to the front. I was just like, I'm not moving.
Not moving, no, mate. No. The man is wild. He's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never seen a Hilux chute get thrown around like that before.
Yeah.
Yeah. But mate, we might end it there.
Yeah, sweet.
We'll definitely make a part 2. I've spoken to a couple of the other GMR boys, and I'm going to come and annoy you down at Summer Nights.
Yeah, you're always welcome.
Yeah, do a podcast in the tent, mate. Annoy all the boys, wake a few of the boys up. All right, mate. Thanks for jumping on.
No worries. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Wait for another episode of High Performance Garage.